9:30. Just got up to the R2 pivot. Bounced down over 10 points. Yesterday's value area high was at 32. Saw that area. Delta was dropping off a little bit. Got a little 7-point scalp or so. ADX dot and green trend flow candles to the upside. I took a short pretty much right at 75. I was looking at this wick back here on the 60-minute. Halfway on the wick was around 575. Came up to 576. Pull back 20 points. We had a XXX, triple moving crossover signal right out of the gate on the first candle of the New York Open. Popped up over 50 points in 5 minutes. We got an ebb and flow signal on the 5-minute. Broke above the entry candle. Popped up 30 points in 5 minutes. We got another ebb and flow signal on the 5-minute. Pop up over 20 points after we broke out above this entry candle. Got yet another ebb and flow signal on the 5-minute. Broke above on the 10 o'clock news. Popped up over 30 points. Getting a hold up right at R3 pivot. Bounced down over 10 points off of the R3. Just been grinding higher, no pullbacks. I started trading the micros again this morning. I had a weird dream right before I woke up. Thought about not even trading. It's what I usually try to do when I have weird dreams right before I wake up. I think pretty much every single time I've had a weird dream right before I woke up, and I traded anyway. I had a red day. But I got sloppy with my entries, and I let it run against me a little bit too long, because it's just the micros. We were above all the key levels today. Then after we broke out above the 15-minute opening range, we did not have any key levels in our way until the R3 pivot, which we hit to the tick and dropped down about 50 points. The trending days where we just grind in one direction, never really get any pullbacks, those are my hardest days. I do better when we get a little bit of back and forth. Had a great week so far, so one red day is not a big deal. We just had a nice XXX, triple moving crossover signal here. This green dot broke above the 20, started pushing above this trend line. We just popped up over 30 points. Delta had been steadily climbing up to this point, continued to climb. On the climb up this morning, we had all ADX dots to the upside to right here. Started getting a little bit of ADX dots to the downside. We just got one right here in a neutral candle. Dropped down 20 points back to the 20 SMA. We just bounced off of the 20 SMA. Bounced up 25 points. It's getting close to 2 p.m. Just signed in again. Just got some ADX dots. Some trend flow candles to the downside. Already had a bunch of ebb and flow to the downside. Got a bunch of negative delta coming in here. Back here too. Just approaching the low of the 15-minute opening range and a previous session's point of control. We've got R1 and yesterday's high coming up. And then a big old cluster key levels down here. We just got an ADX dot and a neutral candle right at this key level area with the 15-minute low and a previous session point of control. Just got a nice bounce up to the R2 pivot. Over 25 points. Had a bunch of delta coming in on that candle too. Alright, ended up positive for the day. We got this retracement after this pretty good down move here. We had the center of the 8:30 to 9:30 range. Got VWAP coming up. Had some delta divergence. As price was moving up, delta was dropping off. Got in a 10-point scalp there. Now I'm up over $300 across the accounts. I did not sign back into Bulenox. I'm not going to trade my Bulenox account today after hours. Just got an ADX dot up here and a neutral candle. After the close, we've dropped about 20 points there, right to the 20 SMA. I'm going to call it a day here. Glad I signed in for an extra 10 minutes. Turned a red day into a green day. There's links to all the indicators that I'm using in the description. There's also links to all the prop firms that I'm trading with. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in. Hitting that like button is always greatly appreciated. Best of luck in your trading. Have a great day.